19-year-old Jordan Greene is a freshman at Spelman College in Atlanta with hopes of practicing law one day. She wants to focus on education reform and disability law, inspired in part by her own experiences with neurodivergence and associated mental health challenges.
In fifth grade, I felt like I kind of hit this wall academically. I was usually like a pretty good A/B student, but all of a sudden it was hard for me to pay attention in class, remember what was taught and focus, and I didn't understand why.
Jordan was tested for a learning disability and was told she had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
I was diagnosed with ADHD, and ever since then I've kind of been on this journey of learning to embrace it and work with it throughout all the highs and lows that's kind of come with that.
What came with that initially was confusion about what the diagnosis implied.
So I didn't understand what it meant to have ADHD or what a learning disability really was. So I felt really confused and just not confident in myself. I thought it meant that I wasn't smart or that I wasn't good enough or that there was something wrong with me. But really, I just learned differently. And once I kind of understood that and got it in my head, it took me on a really creative journey throughout the process.
Along with navigating her neurodivergence, Jordan experienced mental health challenges common among neurodivergent students, including anxiety and depression.
I think a lot of people don't know that 50% of people with ADHD also have generalized anxiety disorder. And that was not apparent for me until freshman year of high school. Out of nowhere, I started experiencing tremendous feelings of anxiety and depressive episodes. And I didn't understand why, because I never experienced that before.
The process included understanding how to facilitate success in the classroom with additional resources in middle school and then in high school.
My parents and I met with my teachers and we discussed my accommodations plan and how that worked. And for me, we decided that tutoring would be a really good resource for me. So I think I've had a math tutor since I was in fifth grade because that's what helps me with that. But some other support that I received was extra time on test, taking tests in a separate environment, getting a math tutor, and sometimes just having to meet with my teacher one-on-one for certain projects.
And when it came time to apply for college, she had to work through the old fears.
I didn't think I was good enough to get into the schools I wanted to because I had that insecurity of me kind of being the slow kid in class and always the person that's finished is last and everything like that. But in reality, I've worked really hard to get my grades up and to be almost a straight A student. But that time was really hard because it was also hard managing so many different things, managing applications and schools and extracurriculars. I was how am I going to do it all? But I didn't do it alone. I got with my parents and made a plan together and they helped hold me accountable in that. But it was a little bit stressful because I just didn't know what I should put in essays and how I should write. But I definitely gave myself the time to think about how to plan everything out.
And now in college, Jordan continues deploying the strategies that work, and this time without the hand-holding from her family.
In the beginning of the semester, I get to class early to kind of claim my seat. And I make sure that I am in the front row of those classes because it helps me pay attention. Also, my ADHD makes it really hard for me to remember things, especially short term. So in classes, sometimes I'll have a recorder out to record lectures or make sure that I get a copy of the notes before I leave so that I can make sure that I really got everything in class.
Jordan has also had to navigate different needs outside the classroom. She says ADHD brought on anxiety attacks and depressive episodes, and stress can crop up anywhere.
I had a lot of anxiety in social settings, and that is new for me. I'm a very outgoing and bubbly person, but I would literally get physically sick before school because that's how nervous I was for what the day would hold. I would be so nervous and just dreading what the week would hold that I would cry on Sundays because Monday was coming. Because Monday meant I have to go to school again, I have to study again, I have to be the slow kid in class again. And that's not an experience that I would recommend for anybody. But it's kind of cool to see how far you can come, because now I kind of enjoy going to school. I like to learn, it's fun for me. But in that time, I just really dreaded going because it meant a new hurdle and a new obstacle every single day.
Jordan recalled a particularly tense experience she had during a high school basketball game. Jordan, what was that like playing on a team?
in one game, we had a little timeout. My coach drew up a play. We got back out on the court and I was like, wait, what did he just say? I was like, wait, where am I supposed to go? My teammates were like, Jordan, like we just went over this. And they got really upset with me. And I was like, y'all, like, where do I go again? And this is like a game winning like play, right? And I was supposed to go in for the layup and I forgot I was supposed to. And I ended up like missing the pass completely.
How to come back from losses is part of Jordan's message to others living with neurodiversity. She's written books on her early experiences with ADHD and is active on her college campus, fostering a better understanding of the condition.
There are definitely misconceptions. Some people think that we just can't learn, or we're slow, or we're super hyperactive, or super quiet. And it gets a little frustrating after a while. That I realize that sometimes people say that because they simply don't know.
Throughout her journey as a student living with ADHD, Jordan has learned that the diagnosis is not something you grow out of. Rather, it is something you learn to work with, and perhaps even grow to appreciate.
It's given me such a great perspective on life, and I get to inspire other kids who have ADHD to embrace their own selves and to embrace their abilities. So I absolutely love that I have ADHD. It makes me who I am, and I'm so proud of it.
For a world of difference, I'm Mabel Jong.